Welcome to SquareRoot Central. Today we understand the tips and tricks of multiplication using Vedic Maths. We will first understand the general concepts, formulas and the principles of Vedic Maths related to multiplication, and then we will go through a few examples to understand them more in detail. So let's begin. The fundamental principle or formula on which multiplication in Vedic Maths functions is vertically and crosswise. So let's understand the how and why it works. For step 1, let us consider a to be the number of digits in the multiplicand. For the example that we have here, that is 179 multiplied by 264, our multiplicand is 179, so a is 3. Remember, multiplicand is multiplied by the multiplier. So the one at the top is the multiplicand and below is the multiplier. Now as per the next step, we write a as the sum of the number 2 and the number 1. And for every 2 there will be a crosswise, for every 1 there will be a vertically. Before we understand what is a crosswise and what is a vertically, we will see what our example gives us. We write a is equal to 3 as 2 plus 1. Now remember, if this was 4, we would write it 2 plus 2 and so on. Okay, so now let's begin with our calculations and understand what a vertically is and what a crosswise is. We will begin with the leftmost digit of the multiplicand, which our example is 1, and we will calculate that with the digits of the multiplier moving from left to right. So we begin with the number 2. Now since 2 is just one digit and for every 1 we have a vertically, so that is 1 into 2. Moving to the right on the multiplier, we have 2 6, that is 2 numbers, and for every 2 we have a crosswise, which is 1 multiplied by 6 plus 7 multiplied by 2. Moving further right on the multiplier, we have 2, 6, 4, which is 3 digits. That is a sum of 2 and 1. So we would be having a crosswise and a vertically. Now the crosswise would be 1 into 4 plus 9 multiplied by 2. And the vertically would be 7 multiplied by 6. Now that we're done with the number 1, we move further right on the multiplicand to the number 7. Now remember, it is only with the leftmost digit of the multiplicand that we use all the digits of the multiplier, that is 1 multiplied by 2, then 2 6 and then 2 6 4. We do not do that with the rest of the digits of the multiplicand. So with 7 we would only use 6 4 together. Now since 6 4 is 2 digits, we would be having a crosswise, that is 7 multiplied by 4 plus 9 multiplied by 6. Remember, with all digits other than the leftmost of the multiplicand, calculations would begin with the respective digit in the multiplier. So for 7, calculations begin with 6 4. For 9, similarly, calculations begin with 4. Having said that, we move further right to 9. And we just have one digit in the multiplier 4, so it would be a vertically, that is 9 multiplied by 4. Now we won't go ahead and make the calculations to get an answer to the problem that is given in our example, because this video here is to explain the procedure behind the basic principle of how vertically and crosswise works. Quickly recap, we calculate the number of digits in the multiplicand. We write that as a sum of 2 and 1. We begin with the leftmost digit of the multiplicand and get the calculations done left to right. If you have any doubts regarding the formula, feel free to pen them down in the comments below, and remember, with practice comes perfection. For daily dose of tips and trivia, follow us on social media, link in the description below. And for more examples, tips and tricks, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. SquareRoot Central signing off.